welcome to Tina's Joyful Kitchen. I'm Tina McDermott, the lazy inspirational chef, teaching you how you can find joy in the kitchen, even if you don't know how to cook, even if you don't like to cook, so you can live a life that's full of health, vibrancy, and freedom. Free from diets, free from dis-ease, free from all of that stuff that we don't want. So on today's show, I am so incredibly excited. Of course, I'm always excited about talking about food and making food for everybody. But we're going to make Italian lentil soup. Why? Because A, I'm Italian. My parents are literally off the road Italian. And every year during the holidays, we have lentil soup because it brings good fortune. So I needed to teach the world how you can make wonderful lentil soup. Let's get started. I've got my wonderful pot here, and let's turn that on. And any good dish starts with some awesome organic olive oil. Make sure that you buy your olive oil organic and in smaller jars and darker jars, okay? And we're gonna start off with what I call the trilogy. If anybody knows what the trilogy is onions, carrots, and celery. I think which should be, what is when it's 4? I don't remember what you would call it if it's 4. So I'm just gonna peel the onion as the oil is heating up, and in my induction burner, it heats up really fast. So we're just gonna peel off all this paper on this onion and get rid of all of that. Go those fingers and chop that onion. Chop it up. And that last piece that didn't get scored, just lay it flat. Don't even think about slicing it the other way because you might hurt your fingers. Okay, right into the pot. If anyone has ever heard of the green zones, has anyone ever heard of the green zones? Those are the parts of the world that live to be centurions, over 100 years old. Sardinia, part of Italy, is one of those green zones, and my father is from Sardinia. And how they live, they eat whole foods in their whole state. So get your raw garlic, throw it in the pot. Next, we're gonna throw in some carrots, and we're gonna chop up a carrot right now. And here we go. Get your carrots right in there. I'm used to a gas stove, and this is an induction burner, so it's a little different, so I'm constantly changing the temperature on it. All right, next piece, we're gonna use some celery. We're just gonna chop that celery. So next, I'm going to get sausage. This sausage, I boiled it ahead of time. My mom has always taught me to boil the sausage ahead of time, gets the fat out, and gets anything else out that you don't want. And I took the casing off, threw out the casing because we don't want the casing. And you can either crumble it or chop it into pieces. So it's already cooked, right? It's already cooked. And next we're gonna put in, well, let's do the lentils next. There's no right or wrong about this. If you put the tomatoes in first, the lentils in next, there's no right or wrong. Okay, so we're gonna put maybe about 1.5 cups of some lentils in there. There we go. And the other thing that I want to put in there is a bay leaf. Some people put the bay leaf into the cheesecloth and then put it in, but you can just fish this out. Lentil soup is not lentil soup unless you have a bay leaf in there. Now we're going to add in some tomatoes, okay? So here we go to some wonderful organic tomatoes. Listen to that sound, isn't that beautiful? And for our liquid, we're gonna either use a vegetable broth, but we already have meat in there, so we're not doing a vegetarian dish, obviously, or we do a chicken broth. Okay, so be careful with, and you could use water and bouillon, just make sure your bouillon is organic, okay? Make sure your bouillon is organic. So there we go. I'm gonna bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to let this simmer for about 30 minutes. Until the vegetables are soft. We are ready to serve the lentil soup. The aroma, I just want to live here. It's so good, I'm gonna cry. Pieces of sausage in there, and this is how, look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. This is how we serve it in Italy, okay, or in an Italian family. You always have a dollop of fresh olive oil on the top, just a dollop, that's it. If you want, you can add a little more salt to it. Let your customer put the salt on there. You're going to put a little Parmesan cheese. Parsley, I meant to say, as I'm looking at the Parmesan cheese. A little bit of parsley and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Now, if you want to do things the lazy way, buy it already ground. It's fine. But I just thought it would look so pretty if I just ground it in front of you. My mom always gets big chunks of Parmesan cheese, and it's my dad's job to grate the Parmesan cheese every single year. But put that right on the top and serve some on the side for your family who might want a little bit more, and clean up the plate a little bit of all that Parmesan cheese. And there we have it, our delicious, nutritious, fortune-bringing lentil soup with sausage. There you go. Thank you so much for watching the show today. If you love to find joy in the kitchen, even if you don't know how to cook, even if you don't like to cook, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right below so that you can catch each and every one of my episodes. Thank you again, and until next time, namaste.